You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey guys, this is Street Talk ATL. We're on the beltline today with
Brandon,
Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
the underscore Brandon Todd.
The underscore Brandon
The
Todd.
underscore Brandon Todd.
This is D.
Yeah.
David Crockett. The Thomas. I can't pronounce your last
Yeah,
name.
it's okay.
And Chris Anderson. Yeah, so
What's
we're here
up, what's
today
up?
talking to folks about faith, purpose, meaning, spirituality, that kind of stuff. So tell me, what is your purpose in life?
My purpose in life is really to empower others. A few years ago, I lost my leg, and before then, I was always, doing mentoring in, middle schools, high schools, even elementary. So when I lost my leg, I'm just like, I guess it's time to do this on a greater scale because it's deeper now. Like you can look at me and look at the way I'm still moving, the way I'm still, going hiking, going to the gym, doing fitness related things. And it's like, well, if that doesn't move me, then what will? And so,
Now, were you like that beforehand? Were you
yeah, I was like,
active and everything
I was
before?
like this beforehand, but I think that elevated it, if that makes sense. Like, you know how you have something going on and then something in your life happens and it's
Yeah.
like, this just put an increase on whatever I had going on. Like, now I really have to do this, especially when you know that you have another chance at life, So,
Do you mind if I ask what happened?
sure. So I was in a motorcycle incident trying to help another motorcycle rider. Somebody hit me from behind and drug me.
Drug you?
And yeah, drug me down 85 South.
How long?
I don't even know how long. It had to be at least minimum about 20, 30 yards. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, of course, they couldn't save my leg, so had to get it amputated above the knee. But like I said, it don't really stop me. I just have to maybe make adjustments with certain things. And I do have a prosthetic, but today I decided I was gonna do this 1 mile crusher without a prosthetic. Shouts out to Heels for ATL.
Right on.
Yeah.
Man, that's inspiring. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a middle ground in there that we haven't heard yet. Like that, you went from bad to good. So what was that transition process, and how did you get to that point? Like what gave you the strength to do that?
I mean, I'm a person who I like to work from the inside out. Like some people do the opposite. They work from the outside in. So when I say that, like what I eat,
Okay.
like a lot of whole foods, a lot of fruit, vegetables, drink a lot of water, making sure I'm getting all my vitamins and my minerals and my nutrients. What I listen to all the time. It's not always upbeat. Sometimes it's chill and it's relaxed. Waking up, your daily routine, like me meditating, just, staying grounded before I really try to explore into the outside world. So I was like this beforehand, as I mentioned, but I really just took it to another level. Like, okay, cool. You wake up in the morning and you meditate. Can you do walking meditation? Can you do, some standing like, can you find other ways to incorporate like a peace of mind from the inside out? And so, like I say, this just elevated that, made me like go to another level on like, preserving my peace and giving back and
Right.
X, Y, and Z.
Did you always have this positive attitude?
I
Or
have.
was it, where do you think that comes from? Where is your mental strength? Because I know if this was me, I'm just saying going through.
Yeah, you
There's
probably been in another,
There's a challenge
space.
there. I mean, at least there's a struggle. There's going to be a struggle. How did you get through the struggle part? What did you leverage?
I really like the whole positive attitude.
Was it just within yourself? Or
Yeah,
was it something outside?
it's always been within me. Like honestly, even when I was coming up, and I may used to participate in, some things in the streets, like hanging out and being a kid.
Yeah.
I still was the one, like, hey man, we shouldn't be going over there trying to fight those guys, and like we should try to like resolve it, because if we fight them, what is it gonna solve? Like it's gonna be a fight, people hurt, and then we're just gonna go back to a normal, maybe a normal life. Maybe somebody get extremely hurt, right?
Yeah.
So from there, I just was always the one in the group, like continuously, every day developing a more positive attitude on life, because I wanted to spread that, because what I was around, it was more negative than positive. So if I could be the one that bring in some positivity, maybe they can bring it in maybe I can, reach one, teach one. I touch one, that one touch five, that five touch 10, and it just continues to explode.
Factor,
Yeah,
right?
Right. Because when you're doing something, like I can run with 10,000 people. 10,000 people aren't going to be like, oh my God, I'm so moved. One person out of that 10,000 may be like, oh my God. And guess what? Now they go and, incorporate something to their lives or into, helping someone else or doing something to, for their growth. And that's what it's about. And that's why I've always developed, continue to develop and grow my mindset over time. And it doesn't stop here. Like, I'm going to be better next year and the year after that.
That's super encouraging.
Yeah.
So we're here, we're out kind of just talking to people, and we're all Christian, and so we have a worldview that helps to mold us and shape us and kind of like motivate us. Do you have something like that that's like a worldview, like a religious perspective?
I grew up in a Baptist church, of course. Uncle was a pastor.
Here in the South?
Here in the South,
okay.
But not in Atlanta. I'm like an hour south of Atlanta.
Okay.
And so yeah, I grew up, in church, Christian-based church. And when I got to college, when you get out of high school, it's not, you're no longer in that phase of like, I'm following someone. It's like more so now I'm finding my direction.
Right.
And so for me, I started developing like more of a spiritual view on life. That's why I say I work from the inside out. Like somebody can say, "Oh my God, you're spiritual," and I'm spiritual, and you're not religious. I'm like, yeah, but I believe in God, and I know that everything that I'm doing, and that other people who are like-minded like me are doing, I'm sure these are very God-like things. If you're giving back, if you're spreading positivity, being kind, whatever, what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, whatever those principles and morals are that are in your, the Holy Bible, if I'm doing that, then it's like, does it even matter if I'm affiliated with any specific religion? I mean, I honestly feel one God, one purpose, one mission with different messages when it comes to different religions. And that's just my take, so.
Interesting, one God.
Yeah, that's
now
that's pretty much the take I've developed.
So what are your thoughts on Jesus, like who he is,
I mean,
who he was and like who he is today?
I mean, growing up in church, I would say, he was a leader. He was a leader. He was, someone people aspired to be. And, and that's why, and I don't know like all the details about the Bible, but I can see why people aspire to want to be like such. Yeah.
There's a lot in the Bible. We don't know all the details either. It's like 66 books.
Yeah, I know that you got different versions and things of that sort.
But there's one key message that we kind of like circle around. We kind of put our faith in. That's what Jesus did on the cross, like the gospel message. What do you remember about that from your Baptist upbringing, like the gospel? What did Jesus do for us?
You saying about the died for your sins, or what? That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you tell, like, is that something that you still resonate with? Do you believe in? Do you think that?
I mean, like I say, I'm really like I'm not gonna sit in here and put on the facade like I just know know all these details and stuff and sit here and try to portray as if I'm like, yeah, I remember this and I know this. So, I mean, I don't want to speak on basically something that could be, misinterpreted or false information,
No, we totally get it.
Yeah.
We're just here just kind of spreading the love of Jesus, really. It's just telling people that, the message is that we kind of all fell into sin early on, like Adam and Eve. I probably remember that from early on, right? Genesis.
Right.
Sin, man created or entered into.
What I want?
And basically, from that point forward, like we couldn't necessarily save ourselves. We can't fix ourselves. Right.
Right.
That's the message. But Jesus came across in the New Testament with the Bible and said, hey, I know you can't do this on your own, but that's why God sent me to help you do this for you, right?
Right.
Pay for your sin, and then he died on the cross, resurrected on the third day, and you know, we believe that basically gave us freedom from all that sin kind of did to us, right? As human beings, so.
Right.
I mean, that's the basic gospel message, and so it's good news. They call it good news, right?
Right. And ain't never wrong with good news.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's
just something we wanted to talk to you about. But love your story. I love how like you've overcome things in your life.
I appreciate that.
And we just want to be able to share that as well. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. I appreciate you all doing what you're doing. We all must believe in something, you know, even if it's yourself, you know, so, keep spreading, whatever message that you aspire to spread or that you enjoy spreading. That's from the inside, like from the heart, so.
That's right. Yeah. And the encouragement would be just, if you want to learn more about him, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the gospel, in the Bible. So, if you ever get inspired to continue, I don't know if you're still searching, trying to figure things out. Sounds like you are. You're still growing in your faith. Still growing
I don't think it's like more so of me still trying to figure it out. I just think the way that I work. So you know how like we all can get to that apartment building. One of us can get to it from a helicopter. Another one of us can get through it by walking up around this corner. Another one of us can climb the stairs. Another one of us can paraglide or whatever over there. Like it's many ways to like, I guess, get to this certain destination.
Yeah.
And like everybody's journey is a bit different. Although I feel like a lot of the time it's in the same realm, but we're speaking, the message is just a little different, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
it's the same thing.
Say like the same thing with, it's just like words. It's just like if I say hate and malicious, like, or malice, it means the same thing, but it's just somebody's gonna receive one or the other differently and depends on who's saying it as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just my little guide on thought piece on life.
Okay.
Yeah. But I really appreciate y'all doing this interview and going around, and not being afraid to spread what you believe in.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Anytime. I appreciate y'all.
All right, guys, we are done. That's a wrap.